this was basically my last day of normalcy. By normalcy, I mean the delusion that I was living in. I was vlogging this day, the day before I had went to my friend's boyfriend's birthday party. And so this day I was vlogging. I remember being really happy and just feeling like I had finally gotten into the groove of life, and I had finally gotten like a foothold. And I finally felt like, okay, I can keep this up. I can keep this up. I have this momentum. I can keep it up. And I was excited to do that. And in this scene that you guys are watching right here, I was washing the dishes and I cut myself with a glass. I broke a glass and I cut myself. And I remember my mom came over, bandaged it up. This was also the day that SZA's album came out. Actually, I think the album might have been out the day before that, but I was listening to it for the first time this day. So later this night, I was listening to SZA's album and I got a call from a friend of a friend, and she informed me that our friend had taken her own life. I was immediately very shaken. Obviously, I was weeping. I was very sad and really confused. Really confused. We had another mutual friend, so they both came and picked me up, and we spent the night getting really high. I remember being super high, like higher than I feel like I'd ever been before. We went to a park and we sat by the water and we just talked and we ate tacos. Food and highness. I don't want to say the word, but those were always the two things that I would just like run to. Like anytime something got a little too stressful, something happened, just get high, and they were on the same page with me. And after that, there was just a lot to do, but also a lot of confusion in my mind, because this was a friend that I hadn't spoken to in a long time. She was a very dear friend to me, someone that I loved very much. I grew up with her. Our moms were friends, but we hadn't talked in a long time, so it was just a lot to process. But also, when someone dies, like everything kind of just stops. But obviously things also don't stop at the same time. So it was just a lot. And I told you guys earlier that I had planned this trip with my friends. I had bought all these things for my family. I was really excited to go to Nigeria. My mom and my aunt, they advised me. They said that they feel like I should still go. And I also felt like I should still go because it was something that I had planned and I was really excited about. And so for some weeks, we really dealt with everything. We prepared for the funeral. I helped. I wasn't going to be able to be there because it was going to be happening while I was in Nigeria. But yeah, we just really banded together, tried to deal with everything together. There's 3 of us who were all friends with her, and so we were always hanging out a lot because we were dealing with the same thing together. And so before I went to Nigeria, my family had early big Christmas party. It was really fun. They all came. Her siblings came. It was a really fun time. And then I went to Nigeria.
Breakfast. Okay? No more breakfast. We don't want breakfast. Burgerlicious definition make them boys go loco. They want my treasures so they get their pleasures from my photo. You can see me, you can't squeeze me. I ain't easy, I ain't sleazy. I got reasons why I tease them. Boys just come and go like seasons. Burgerlicious. But I ain't promiscuous, and if you were suspicious, all that shit is fictitious. Crazy! I recorded that. Put them boys on rock, and they be lining down the block just to watch what I got. So delicious. So delicious.
You guys, I had so much fun in Lagos. It was ridiculous. The last time I went to Lagos in 2021, that was my first time being back since I had came to America when I was 9 years old. So it was my first time being back. I went to see a guy that I was dating. So most of what I did was hang out with him and see my family. I was really happy to see my family. So I really just had a lot of family time. But this time in Lagos was time for rubbish. Me and my friends were just having a good time. We were just cruising. We ate good food. We had New Year's there. When I tell you guys, I was on such a high. I was yes, 2023 is about to be my year. I'm about to have a grand old time. It's only up from here. I even said 2023 was going to be the year of posting more makeup tutorials on YouTube and just really going in on that. I met Jimmy Abduls. He took my friends and I to the beach. We had so much fun. That was just a God thing. And we got to talking about music. I told him I'd always wanted to make a song. And he was oh, I would love to work on a song with you. I went to Obi's house with my my friends. We had so much fun at Obi's house. Obi's house was such a vibe. We went to dinners, like went to the beach. We just had so much freaking fun, y'all. Like, it was crazy. When I tell you, I just danced and forgot my sorrows. Like, I forgot my sorrows. Then I went to Ibadan with my bestie, Sheena, and we went to basically meet her in-laws, to meet Malik's parents and his friends from home. And then I went back to Lagos early and got together with Jimmy, and we made a song, y'all. Like, he helped me to work on a song. I felt like I was on a high. Like, even the song, the way it all came together, we were just having a conversation. He was like, mind you, we were high. He was like, what does C'est la vie mean? And I was like, oh, let me look it up. It means that's life. The song, it just all came together. Like, it just all came together. I got braids done. This was like my first time getting braids done professionally since I was like really young, and they came out really cute, and I was like, wow, I actually look really cute in braids. I felt so confident in the braids. They were super cute. Got my lashes done, spent more time with my family. When I say, guys, I just had a good time. I had a great time, like no notes. I had so much fun. I didn't want to leave, and I wanted to actually live there. I wanted to stay. I wanted to go back. I didn't want to leave. But obviously that's just not possible. So I came back, and life just got really hard. Things were just really different. I just wasn't posting on YouTube anymore. I just went MIA, and I didn't even post my Nigeria vlog until May. Mind you, I went to Nigeria. I came back from Nigeria in January. The last video that I posted was in January, and it was that last vlog before everything happened. So I posted that in January, but then I didn't post my Nigeria vlog till May. And then after that, I posted a video, a chit chat get ready with me, titled "What Happened to Me?" ? Hey y'all, oh my gosh, this is like so crazy. Long time no see. Like, I haven't seen you guys in so long. Like, I haven't talked to you guys in so long, which is so crazy. The very last vlog I posted before I went to Nigeria, it ended pretty abruptly. That was a vlog when I went out with my friends. You guys probably think like that's just how the vlog was supposed to end, but that day I got some really bad news. That on top of me going to Nigeria, I had absolutely no time to process what was truly happening. I don't know, to this day I don't think I'm processing it like normally and how I should be, because I've never lost anyone close to me that is this young. Basically, I came back home from Nigeria and was just depressed. That's the only way I can explain it. Like, I was depressed. At the time, I don't think I really understood what was happening. I thought I was just like being lazy, or I thought I was just like not really feeling, you know, I thought it was just because I was like wanting to be in Nigeria, which that is another thing that, you know, I do want to be in Nigeria, but I thought, you know, all these things, but honestly, I was depressed, low-key. I was depressed because I came back and I was like, wait, there's a big thing happening at home, like a big thing that happened. I felt like I was hit by a monster truck, and I just didn't feel like doing anything. And like, when it comes to my social media, I feel like everything is so wishy-washy anyway. I feel like my engagement is not the best. I've always felt like that. It's just a whole lot of life happening. Like, that's really the best way I can explain it. It's just like things are happening. It just seemed like YouTube and like filming and just became like lowest priority. I was filming on like TikTok and stuff. I was filming like little TikToks and stuff, but with YouTube I was just like, you know, I have to put in so much work just to get people to like support me and watch me. Like, I just didn't have the energy. I actually started to get recognized by like a lot of brands, and a lot of it is just PR, but you know, that is like a really good place to start. Like, the fact that brands are reaching out to me and wanting to send me products is just a big deal in itself. Like, these are brands that I would spend my money on anyway. Yeah, like, I just felt a lot of doubt. So there's that, coupled with the fact that like my friend's passing like kind of felt more real to me, because I was like sitting still and I didn't have much going on to like keep my mind off the things that were making me sad, or the things that weren't so great that were happening in my life. With her, it was like, before she passed, we hadn't talked since our freshman year of college, and you know, it was one of those things where, you know, your friends go through different phases and you just feel like, well, they're always going to come back around. And then, we just kind of like, let's just be honest, like she flat out blocked me like everywhere, and we just weren't in contact for the longest. But like, it's just one of those friendships where you just know like the love is always there, like you're always gonna love this person. Like if they were to come back tomorrow, like if it would feel like no time had passed. And for me, it was that type of relationship. So I basically had to like go through this whole process of like remembering why I love this person in the first place and what made them so special to me, and then realizing that that person is gone, realizing that they're gone. Like those feelings that you're remembering, those memories that you're remembering, you'll never be able to create memories with that person again because they're literally gone. So it's like, oh, remember this person that you used to love? Yeah, they're gone. Honestly, that explanation is not even a great explanation of what I was experiencing during that period of my life. From the time I came back to Nigeria till about March, when I actually uploaded my first YouTube video since I had been away, I was just really, really down, really down. I wasn't posting, I wasn't working, I wasn't filming, I wasn't doing anything really. And my sister-in-law, my nephew, they were living with us at the time because it was just easier for us to be able to like help out and everything. So like honestly, they were like my only saving grace. I'm just so grateful to God that like I had them. Really all I did was just spend time with my family, and I remember we would watch like music videos, Afrobeats music videos like all the time. Like my nephew even grew to like really love music during that period, but all we would do is just like be in the house and just like hang out and just do stuff. And I remember at the time thinking like maybe God wants me to be in this season and just like enjoy my time right now, because maybe he has something different for me later on that's gonna take me away from being able to spend as much time with my family. And it's even crazy because at that time I was like thinking about God, but I wasn't really praying. At this time I didn't really know God that well. I didn't really have a relationship with him. I had tried when I came back from Nigeria the last time, but I just didn't really have a relationship with him. But I just felt very empty. I just didn't really have anything going on. I was broke because I wasn't working, I wasn't filming, I wasn't posting. The only thing that was keeping me like going was my AdSense. I was still paying rent. I pay rent at our house, so thank God for my AdSense. But I was just really down, and I was again still smoking. I used to be smoking every day. Like I would be high every day. My sister-in-law and my sister, like I don't even think they realized. I know they didn't realize because we talked about it later, but they didn't even realize like I would be high every day. Like I would sneak off to go and get high, like in my room. Like I would open my window, get a little high, and then I was like down bad, and I was just really like holding on to my crutches, and my crutches were just like being high. Being high was just my way of relieving the stress. And at this point, being high, quote unquote, helped. It was like an escape, it was a good escape. I genuinely felt like I was escaping. And I was having a lot of issues with my sister as well. When I was high, I was able to like be around her. And I don't know, being high just made me feel like happy. It was like I could like forget my troubles and just like be in the clouds in that period. I remember like when I would get high, like that's why I was like, I'm so surprised that nobody noticed, because like there would be a very noticeable shift in my personality. Like I would be more bubbly, more talkative, more attentive, just like more interested, more engaged, versus when I wasn't. And I would be smoking like 3 times a day. I wasn't smoking like a lot, but like I would keep going back, like so I could stay high so that I never had to be sober, basically. But at this time I was also posting on TikTok. I was posting TikToks. I wasn't posting on YouTube, so I was like, oh, TikTok, like TikTok was fun, it was cute, it was easy, it didn't take as much energy, so I thought it was fun, so I did it. And like before I knew it, like a brand reached out to me, and I did a collaboration with Give Beauty, and they paid me like $500. And I'm actually so mad at myself. I should have asked for more money, because I actually got to like tell them how much I wanted to be paid. But it was my first time ever being paid like by a brand, like a serious brand. Like this is a serious brand. So this was like my first serious collaboration. Like all the ones I did on YouTube were really not that serious. I didn't really get the experience, but this was a real experience. It was very official. I got on like Zoom calls, we had meetings, and even at that time I was starting to get PR. And like my very first one was from Fenty Beauty when Rihanna performed in the Super Bowl. So that was really exciting. Like stuff was happening, little stuff here and there, but for the most part I was really just trying to just like hold myself together. I was like really using all my strength rank. Summer is always a really good period of distraction for me because there's so much going on. My friends are in town. We're hanging out almost like every weekend. I was very well distracted and I was very well like entertained. And I had posted like a couple of videos on TikTok that actually went viral and like performed really well. So I was really happy about that. Like I did a makeup tutorial and it got, at this point it has like 5 million views. And so it really boosted my page. But then after a while, my views went like significantly down. Like it went really, really low. And that was starting to trip me up too. Because I felt like I was experiencing the same thing I had experienced on YouTube where my views would be really high one day and then they would just plummet. And I just really had a hard time dealing with it because it felt like, why does this keep happening to me? Like, why do I keep experiencing these types of things? And I remember even an agency reached out to me. They wanted to work with me. This was before I had the viral video. At this time I had like 40,000. They were like, oh, I see you have 40,000. You should try to get to 100K. It was very snarky, very like mean girlish. And I was just like, what the heck? And that kind of put a little bit of ginger in me. So when I got that 5 million view video, I was really excited. I thought that was gonna like change something for me, and it did in a sense. It definitely did, but not as much as I thought it would. And I just felt kind of like annoyed by it because I felt like it was the same thing that happened on my YouTube channel where I had a really hit video and it changed things for me, but not as much as I had seen it change things for other people. And I would compare myself a lot and be like, oh my gosh, see what this person's doing, see how this person's getting recognized, see what's happening for this person, why aren't these things happening for me? And I would always just like compare myself to people, which is really bad. But I really just pressed on. I kept posting on TikTok and I kept getting really good views. I was getting really good views. I was doing really well. I would show up on YouTube here and there, but I decided that I would just like focus more of my energy on growing my TikTok page because it took less energy out of me. Sometimes it would be weird, but for the most part, I was getting really good views and I was really honing in on makeup tutorials. I didn't want to do hair videos because I told you guys I was already exhausted with the hair videos and I didn't want to introduce it on a new platform. So I strictly stuck to makeup and vlogs and just like fun, cute little videos. And it was really working for me. I was really enjoying myself. It was really a vibe. It was a vibe. Again, I was still very empty inside. Like something in me was just empty. Like that's the best way I can explain it. I was just empty. Something was missing. And that thing that was missing was God. I was trying to find other things to fill the void. It was like, counterfeits. Like nothing is ever going to fulfill you like God is going to fulfill you. Not drugs, not anything else that you might try to indulge in. Like you actually have to go to the source. I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to like talk to God for myself and like get to know him. So I was just really hurting. I just was really hurting and really sad. Like I just felt like a sad little girl. And I would show up on YouTube here and there, I also felt like my life was really boring. There was literally nothing happening. All I did was like hang out with my family all day. So there was nothing to film. But like I said, during the summer, my friends and I were always doing stuff. So those were like the few times that I would show up on YouTube with my vlogs. But towards the end of the year, it got really bad. When you're pushing yourself, you're just like using all your energies to keep yourself afloat. At some point, you're going to get tired and you're going to just like drown. I started to just drown in my sorrows and drown in my sadness. And I was still getting high, but it got to a point where even being high was just like hell. It didn't fulfill me like it did before. It wasn't like an escape. It felt fake. And then I started to get like groggy after I would wake up with like these crazy headaches. Like it just was not good for my body. My nervous system was very out of whack. Like my body was just out of whack and being high was just not fun. It was not fun. Even though it was something that I still did because it was just like kind of out of habit, I would still do it, but it wasn't fun. And I really wanted to stop. I really wanted to stop. I wanted better for myself. I really had this longing for just better and just more and to just get out of the cycles that I was stuck in. But I didn't know how. And so I would just cry all the time. Like I would hang out with my family and then when it's time to go to bed, I'm in bed crying, just sad, just depressed. Just even one time I called a hotline, not because I wanted to do anything to myself, but just because I just needed someone to talk to and I couldn't afford therapy. I just didn't want to be here. I just didn't want to be alive, honestly. Not that I wanted to do anything to myself, but I just didn't want to be alive. I was just like, what is the point? Like, what am I even doing? What is my life even about? So I don't know how, but I started praying. I don't know how I got to that point, but I'm pretty sure I started praying. It might have been one day that I just prayed and I was just like, God help me. But actually before that, I did a shroom trip. And during the trip, I cried a lot. Even the day of the trip, I didn't want to go, but my friend kept telling me to go, to come. And honestly, it was really needed. I would never like suggest anybody to do this, but this is just how my story went. But this trip really, I don't know, like it really uncovered a lot of things for me. It really helped me in ways that I didn't know that it would, or I didn't expect. I kind of just did it not knowing what it was, but I just cried the whole time, and like I released a lot of like the hurt and the tension and just all the things that were inside of me. I released them. And I remember during it, we were watching Black is King by Beyonce, and the song Find Your Way Back. Big, big world, but you got it, baby. Find your way back. Don't let this life drive you crazy. That song really just like touched me. And I would just remember being like glued to the TV. My eyes were glued to the TV and I was just bawling my eyes. Like, it was crazy. But after that trip, I talked to my mom. Like, even during the trip, I remember telling my friend, after I talk to my mom, everything's gonna be okay. And I don't know why I said that, but like a couple of days later, I talked to my mom and I was just telling her how I'd been feeling and how down I had been. And I just remember her telling me, like, you know, life is like that. Like, sometimes you'll have phases where things just suck and life just sucks, and you just have to keep going, you know. And at the time I was like, not terrible advice, but like that does nothing for me. Like, that does nothing to like make me feel better. But hey, I decided to do like a week of not getting high. I wanted to go a week without getting high. Let me just do a week. After that week, actually, I did it kind of like a fast. I didn't realize it, but I had been praying already. And I didn't do it with the intention of knowing that it was a fast, but I was like, let me just give myself a week. Just a week of not doing this thing anymore. Let me just give it up for a week. After the week was over, a few days later, I was like, okay, now I want to go like buy a gram. And I really was battling myself with wanting to go buy this gram. I was like, I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't go buy this. Like, I was really battling with it. I was like, why am I doing this? Like, there was a conviction that I had never felt before. I mean, before I would feel like, oh, this is wrong, but it wasn't a heavy conviction. It was just kind of like, you know, I could like easily just toss the thought away. But this time it was like a heavy conviction, and I just thought, like, how could I say that I love God and he's given me this joy? I had this joy. I felt this pep in myself. He had given me this joy. How can I spit in his face by going back to what he kind of delivered me from? Not kind of, he's delivering me from. He's delivering me from this thing. So if I go back and pick it up again, like, I'm just going to be back to where I was. And I was just really battling with it. I started driving to go pick up, and then I wasn't even like a mile away from my house, but I turned back around. And honestly, I feel like that act felt like a breaking of a chain and just like a deliverance, honestly. And I was just like, yeah, like, this is not for me anymore. Like, I can't do that anymore. I can't go back to doing that. I have to give my life to Christ. I have to live my life for Christ, and I just have to like go on this walk. And I wish I could remember where this came from, how this all happened, but this is what I remember. I mean, like I said, I'm guessing I prayed one day, because honestly, all it takes is just a conversation to God. Like, God, this is what is happening to me. How can you help me? Show yourself to me. I've heard about you. I've heard these things, but show yourself to me. Introduce yourself to me. And after I got my introduction to God, I knew that nothing else could ever fill what he could fill. Nothing else could ever compare to him. So I basically went on a journey of changing my life and turning my life around. And I just started doing better and trying to do better. Honestly, trying to do better. I'll say trying to do better, because I was just trying. I started posting wig videos again on TikTok. One day it was just another Holy Spirit idea. Like, I was going to film a wig install for YouTube, because I was trying to get, you know, I needed the moolah. I was going to post it for YouTube anyway. So I was like, maybe I should film it for TikTok and do like a detailed install video, you know, kind of like how I do on my YouTube channel. But for TikTok, I feel like I've never really seen somebody do it the way I do it on YouTube. Let me try this. And this was a Holy Spirit idea. But at the time, I didn't know. I thought it was just my idea. I did it, and the video went viral like so quickly. I'm talking about like the moment I posted the video, it was going crazy. The comments were crazy. Even like people were commenting, like saying, oh, I don't even wear wigs. Will I ever wear wigs? No, but I just watched this whole video, and it would be like a 5-minute video. And mind you, the first video that I did was a ball cap method video. You guys can see in this video, I'm showing my natural hair on TikTok. And I told you guys earlier that I had never even showed my natural hair on YouTube. I was so insecure about my natural hair. I never showed it. I would always start with the ball cap already on. So I had never done a ball cap tutorial ever in my life. This was my first time ever doing a ball cap tutorial. I even talked about how I had been insecure about my natural hair, my edges being so thin. And a lot of people were able to like comment and say how they relate and how like they have the same issue, but like, yeah, like team thin edges. Like people were really loving this video, y'all. There were even some people who tried to make fun of my edges in the comments and like, oh, what did you do to your edges? Mind you, I literally talked about it and said how it was genetic, and I didn't even care. I did not care about those haters, because when I tell you I was so in love with God that I was so in love with myself, it was crazy. People were commenting that had no idea what a wig even is. I probably never even heard of what a wig is. Don't know nothing about wigs. They were watching and commenting and they were engaging with the video, and the video was going crazy. And that's why I say Holy Spirit ideas are always going to just like do amazingly, stupidly well, because it's just like, it's God's will. So after posting the ball cap method and then the install that followed, I just started to film more. The next week I filmed another one. That one was a reinstall, and then I started to film another one and another one, and I just basically made a series of videos based off of everything I had been doing on my YouTube channel, the ways that I had been teaching how to install a wig, how to do this, I just did what I was already doing on YouTube, but I brought it on TikTok. Let me show you the easiest way to do the ball cap method. So we did the ball cap in part 1. Now we're about to get into the wig. Let me show you how to get glue out of your wig quickly and efficiently. Let me show y'all how to take your wig and the ball cap off without losing any edges. Let me show you guys how to revamp and re-customize your wig before you reinstall it. Let me show you the easiest way to do a lace frontal wig reinstall. Here's how to install a frontal wig without the ball cap method and without any glue. Here's how to reinstall a closure wig after like 10 other installs. Let me show you how I dyed my 613 wig to pink. So I dyed my wig pink, and now we're gonna install it. People really enjoyed my teaching style and the way that I broke it down and made it seem easy, because it is easy. And I feel like they were experiencing what I had experienced that year when Arrogant Tay's video came out, and I felt like it was explained to me in a way that just clicked. People were basically experiencing that through me, and that made me really happy. I really enjoyed that, and I just kind of did like a whole series from there, and they were really successful. Like it was really successful. People really liked it, so I was really happy about that. And by like November, my TikTok page had grown to over 100,000 followers, and I started with 50K before I started posting the wig videos. So I had grown a lot from these wig videos, but I also had this like fear and almost this like imposter syndrome, like this isn't real because people are following me for wig videos, and I've attached this idea to wigs from YouTube of like, it's not real content. Like that's how it is in my mind. Like it's not real content. It's fluff. It's not real. It's not anything substantial. It's just fluff. It was crazy that I thought that way, because when I would post the wig content, my videos would do extremely well, and then if I posted like a vlog or a makeup video or something, it would do like not as great compared to the wig video. And anytime the algorithm had been playing with me, let's say I posted a video and it wasn't really doing that well, the next day if I post a wig video and repost that same video, that video would do well because it would have momentum from the backing of the wig video. And y'all, I was having a really hard time with that, because I was like, bruh, I just want to be me. Like I want to post my vlogs, I want to do my thing, I want people to see my other stuff. But what I didn't realize at the time is that the algorithm, once it like knows you for a specific type of content, they're going to box you into that specific type of content. And I really had a hard time with that, because I did not want to be boxed in. I wanted to be free like a bird, and I wanted people to enjoy my wig videos and want to see my other videos, and they did, but the algorithm wouldn't show it to them, and that really irritated me. And I just got really annoyed, and I felt like, why am I even doing this? Like I'm having to deal with this again. I'm having to go through this again, where all I am are wigs. Like, no, I don't want to just be wigs. I wanted like people to support me and watch my content and engage and just like, you know, be there for me. And like I said, they were, but the algorithm wasn't showing my videos to them because it had boxed me in as a wig influencer. And I had also started to see on TikTok, the wig influencing culture was really, really like, it was even worse than YouTube. And I did not want to be a part of that. I knew for a fact I did not want to be a part of the wig influencing culture on TikTok. And I also started to realize from like my conversation with the last agency and just some friends who are signed to agencies, that agencies don't sign people who who are wig influencers or who do a lot of wig content, because they also see it as not substantial content. They see it as fluff. They don't see it as anything real. Matter of fact, some agencies won't even negotiate with wig brands on your behalf. They'll do everything else. They'll negotiate with every other brand, but with wig brands, they wouldn't. And I also realized that if I wanted to get endorsement deals and I wanted to continue to get endorsement deals with substantial quote unquote brands, I couldn't do wig content. That year, 2023, I had worked with Ardell, I worked with Gibb, I worked with Juvia's Place. Yeah, those are the three. And they paid me really well. And they were really good videos, but I realized like I wasn't doing wigs at that time. Now that I'm getting all these followers and all these supporters, if I keep going at this rate and making more wig videos and posting more wig content, those brands that I had opportunities to work for before, they're not going to want to come back and work with me because my content has now shifted and now I've been like boxed in this new category. I won't be taken seriously. So I was like, I don't really think I want to continue down that path. So even as I'm gaining all these followers, it's not going to translate into what I really want in the long run, which is a long-lasting career. It's not going to translate because I'm not going to get to work with these brands that I really want to work with. I'm just going to keep being stuck in that same loop of wig content, fast money, the same loop I was in when I was in college. And like, I'm an adult now. I'm a grown woman. Like, I got to start thinking about my future. Mind you guys, at this point, I had dropped out of college to pursue content full-time and really just focus on it. So like, my life is actually dependent on the decisions that I make. Like, I have to make smart decisions about my career because this is my career. And I realize like wig content will repel those type of brands and those type of deals from my page. And I didn't want to repel them from my page. That was exactly what I wanted on my page. So I was just thinking like, I don't want this for myself again. Like, I don't want to have to go through this again. And then after I posted my wig videos, a couple companies reached out to me to do promos on TikTok. And again, I had to deal with these Asian companies that don't want to pay. They want to pay you $150 for 5 videos and a link in bio and picture and all this stuff. I was just disgusted by it. I was like, I can't do this. Like, I cannot live like this again. I can't go back to my vomit. That's how it felt. And so I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. I kept posting the wig content, but I told myself my last wig video was going to be me with the pink hair during Thanksgiving. And I actually said that in the video that this is going to be my last wig video for a while. Actually, maybe, yeah, for a while. I don't know how long, but I said it. Yeah, I made that decision. And honestly, I didn't know where that was coming from. Again, it was the Holy Spirit. And at the time, I was strong in my faith, y'all. I had gotten baptized by this point, actually. I was going to church every Sunday. I had been on my walk with Christ, reading my Bible, really getting to know him for real, knowing what his voice sounds like. But I also didn't realize that he spoke to me. I didn't realize that he was talking to me. I thought they were just my thoughts, but he would speak to me a lot. And one thing he was speaking to me about was the wig videos and all these things that I'm telling you guys. This is what the Holy Spirit was telling me, but I didn't know it was the Holy Spirit. I thought it was just me. I thought it was just like my thoughts. So I did my last wig video with the pink hair. And I remember this time me and my friends went to like this party called Jaya Room that was so much fun. Oh my gosh, we had so much fun. I just felt like God was just treating me and he was just like doing stuff for me. And like, he was really showing up for me in just like amazing ways and just showing his love for me and just like showing up for me in ways that I was just like, wow. And I posted my first YouTube video in a while and I titled it, This Is Who I Am Now. So dramatic, but I just felt like, you know, I just need to reintroduce myself to you guys because my life had changed so much. And I was just so in love with God. Like, I was so in love with him. I was definitely in the honeymoon phase to the point where when I had the thought that, okay, I want to stop doing wig videos, I didn't even think about how I was going to pay my bills. But anyway, I'm skipping ahead. This day, I went to get a dream journal because I had been having a lot of dreams. And I think this was one of the few times where I knew that God actually told me to do something. Actually, I knew that this is something that God is telling me to do, which is buy a dream journal and write down my dreams. And I remember I went to buy the journal and I found the cutest little jewelry box. And I just felt like, oh my gosh, like this is like a little gift to me for basically being obedient, recognizing that God was speaking to me. I just feel like when God tells us to do stuff, like he always gives us little gifts. Like it might not be anything tangible like this, but he always just gives you little gifts. Like he's just so cute in that way. But yeah, I really needed the dream journal because at this time I was having a lot of revelations in my dreams. And I really needed to write them down. I basically learned that I was a dreamer. I was having dreams every day and they were like dreams. I came to the realization through the Holy Spirit that my dreams had been getting blocked for all these years because I was getting high. Because when you're high and you go to sleep, you don't sleep well. you don't have REM sleep, which is why I would always wake up groggy. But you don't get REM sleep when you're high, and your sleep is just kind of like disturbed in a way. And so when you don't get REM sleep, you don't have dreams because you dream in the REM state. So I was basically blocking a gift that I didn't even know that I had. And God revealed this to me, and he led me to get a dream journal. My friends and I were going to Tulum in December, and I was really excited for this trip. It was just gonna be a chill little girls trip, and boho braids were really entering my eye. Like, I had been seeing everybody getting boho braids. This is when they were on the rise, and I really wanted some boho braids. This was a very brave choice for me because I told you guys earlier I was insecure about my natural hair, but that was another thing. I was so in love with God that it trickled down to me, and I even made a video about it on TikTok, like specifically about how God's love really made me love myself, even to the point where I love my hair, which is one of my biggest insecurities. For Tulum, I really wanted braids. I really wanted boho braids, and I ended up doing a deal with Canon, who did my braids, and she did a really good job. Like, those braids were beautiful. Honestly, I knew Canon was gonna kill it. Like, I had seen her work. Absolutely beautiful, gorgeous, amazing. I just cannot. And beyond her doing my hair, I really enjoyed talking with her the whole time because she is a believer and she's also a dreamer, and she knew a lot about dreams and just like symbols and things. And she just shared her testimony with me, and I shared mine a little bit, and we just had a lot of really good conversations. So I really enjoyed my experience getting my hair done with her. I would highly recommend her. She was so amazing. She's such a beautiful person, and she does beautiful work. Like, she is so intentional about everything she does. She really cares about what she's doing, satisfying her customers, and she is just amazing, and I would highly recommend her, and you guys should check her out if you're in Houston. I really love those braids, and while I was in Tulum, I was like, wait, I need money. Like, after I made this decision that I'm gonna stop making wig videos, like, I think I started to realize, like, oh wait, my money actually comes from wig videos. Like, I actually need money. So how am I gonna make money? I had a bunch of wigs left over from me negotiating with brands to do videos on TikTok. Actually, not even to do the videos. My plan was to just sell the hair. I also used to do this thing whenever brands would like email me and want to work with me, but then they weren't trying to give me what I felt like I deserved. I would take the hair and just sell it. And that's so bad, y'all. Like, it's so bad. But God has saved me, so please. And so I was like, okay, I had like 3 or 4, maybe 5 or 6. I had a bunch. And I was like, okay, let me do a promo deal where people get free wigs and all they have to do is pay for an install. So you get a free wig, pay for the install. I'll install the wig on you. I'll also be able to get content. But I just wanted to try something, and I also needed money because it was Christmas period. I had Christmas gifts to buy. My family was also having a big Christmas party, and like we were gonna all have to chip in. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need money to like at least tide myself over. And now I know that this was another Holy Spirit idea, and I got the idea while I was doing my cousin's hair for her photo shoot for her birthday. And I remember filming the voiceover while I was on vacation in Tulum, and I posted the video. I'm not doing any more installs on myself in 2023, so let's install this wig on my cousin E. She's not my real cousin, but our moms are like best friends, and she was one of my first few friends that I made when I came to the United States. So basically we're cousins. Her birthday's coming up next month, so she wanted to do a birthday shoot. So of course I had to slay her down because she only trusts my hands. I mean, why wouldn't she? Like, no, I'm just kidding. The reason I'm not doing any more installs on myself in 2023 is because I'm trying to grow my edges back, y'all. Like, I've been doing a lot of different things like rosemary oil, the miele oil, and just like a lot of different things to grow my edges. And in the few weeks that I've been keeping up with my regimens, I've actually been able to like grow my hair and grow my edges, and like they've been coming out. So I'm really excited to like keep going on this journey. So I'm probably not going to be installing any more wigs in 2024 as well. I'm probably going to do like glueless wigs and stuff like that. But as far as like full frontals, the most I'm going to do is spray that Ebin spray and put it on. But when it comes to like glue, the ball caps, all that stuff, I think I'm just gonna chill on that for a little bit. And I said earlier that I'm trying to grow my edges. It's not necessarily my edges. I'm just trying to grow my natural hair. I want my natural hair to grow and flourish. I want to wear my natural hair. I want to do a lot more like natural hairstyles. I want to do a lot more braid styles. I want to do a lot of different things with my natural hair. So of course, like I'm gonna be lacking in the wig content because of the fact that I'm gonna be wearing my natural hair now. So, you know, I had to come up with a solution. And actually, actually pause. I've been using the My Sticky Little Secrets like line of products. Their products are so good, y'all. You need to check them out. A lot of you guys would ask me what glue I use and all that stuff. This is the glue that I use. This is the glue that I recommend. Use it. It's so good, and I'm not just saying that. Use it. I have a code. You can go in my bio and it'll be like, I think it was one of my first few links. I have the link there, and I also have my code. It's o.oremanagement. So check it out, y'all. It's really, really good. Like, this is some good stuff, and I'm literally not just saying that. Like, it's good stuff. So moving on to the solution. So the solution was actually inspired by this install that I was doing on E, because I was really thinking like, dang, like I'm gonna be lacking in wig content. Like, what am I gonna do? Because, you know, I still want to work with wig companies. Like, I still want to make that money, but I still want to save my edges. And sorry guys if you hear like wind in the background. I'm in Tulum right now, and I'm like sitting on the balcony filming this voiceover because this video has to go up today, because I'm hoping that we can get everything done this week. Okay, so the news is exciting. So what I'm gonna do is, to kick it off, I am gonna pick 4 people to install wigs on. So this is how we're gonna do it, right? The wigs are free. You get a free wig, and all you have to do is pay for the install. Literally, all you have to do is pay for the install, and whether it's a closure install, a frontal install, the installs are gonna be $160, and you get a free wig. And these are not just like, you know, any old wigs. Like, I have different varieties of wigs. I have some colored wigs, I have some regular wigs, regular black wigs, I have some regular brown wigs, I have different textures, and they're not old wigs either. These are new wigs, because, you know, these wig companies, they always want to email me and then they don't want to pay me. So you know what I do? I tell them to send me the hair, and I keep the hair. And I actually did that specifically this time for you guys, because I wanted to give the hair out to y'all, because y'all deserve it. Y'all the ones that be buying from these wig companies, and I'm the one that they don't want to pay, so we can celebrate together. And so what I'm gonna do is, you get a free wig, and all you have to do is pay for your install. From what you hear me saying in the video, what I actually thought I was gonna do is like not install the wigs on myself, but install wigs on other people, and keep making wig content, but just not on myself, because I wanted to save my edges. So I would just keep installing wigs on other people and posting wig content, just not on myself. That's what I thought I was gonna do. That's what I thought I was gonna do. And you know, God is so good, because like he really be easing us into things when we're still babies in Christ. Like, he really just like, you know, he takes it gently. I had a really fun time in Tulum, by the way. Tulum was really a vibe. It was a vibe. We had fun. It was a very chill trip. We were just kind of like relaxing. Courtney had came back from pharmacy school, and Nayem was like studying and stuff. And Tito came back from medical school in Barbados. Like, everyone kind of just wanted to chill. So we had a really chill trip, but it was also really, really fun. And I was sober during the trip. I didn't want to drink, because I just wanted to like, I don't know, like I was just really in tune like with God, and just like, you know, we were like really here with it. I'm just kidding. I just felt it in my spirit to do that. Again, the Holy Spirit was speaking to me, and that's what he told me to do. And so I did it. And I actually didn't even make the decision, I think, like until we were on our way, and when we got to the front, they gave us like a welcome drinks. I just asked for a mocktail. Mind you, at this point, I was posting on TikTok every single day. Ever since I posted my wig videos and they started doing really well, I made a commitment to post on TikTok every single day, because I just wanted to see the growth. I wanted to see how I would grow, and I was really, really growing. At this point, I think I had like 120,000 followers on TikTok, and I was building my own little community. And even while I was on vacation, I was still posting. But when I got back from Tulum, I just had this like dark cloud over me. I don't know where it came from, which was so weird, because I told you guys I had a sober trip. I was so close with God. We felt like we were walking hand in hand. And then when I got back, I just felt sad again, like the type of sadness that I used to feel earlier in 2023. And I was confused. Like, I just got baptized. I'm just so in love with God. Like, why is this happening to me? Why am I sad again? Why am I going through this again? And again, my family had a Christmas party coming up. I was doing the installs. So those were kind of keeping me busy and keeping my mind off of like wandering and thinking and all the things. But still in the back of my mind, I'm like, why is this happening to me again? Why am I going through this again? I thought this was over. I thought when you go with God, like all these things are over. Like, I didn't think I was going to be dealing with this again. What is this one? I thought we were done with all this, but apparently not. But oh my gosh, I had so much fun at our family's Christmas party. Honestly, it was a good old time. All my friends came. Joy DJ'd. Joy was actually starting to get into DJing at this time, so she was our DJ for the night, and we just had a ball. Like, a literal ball. And I even vlogged everything, and I was going to post a vlog, but when I say, guys, I was so out of it. It was really, really bad. Like, I just was not in a good mental space. I just was really down. Honestly, it was just a gradual process, and I remember up until New Year, it was still just getting worse. And I even did a get ready with me for New Year's party, and I talked about it a little bit about how I was feeling. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with my skin, but it's been so weird, and I'm just like, I don't know, y'all. Honestly, 2024 just started and it's already beating my ass. Like, before it even started, I was already going through it. Sorry, I'm listening to some music. I don't necessarily know what's going on, but like, it's just been a lot. My skin breaking out. I'm having issues with my TikTok. Just like a whole bunch of things happening at once. And it is a lot to handle, but I'm trying my best, y'all. Whenever a lot of crazy things start to happen to me, I just kind of think of it as like, okay, there's a blessing around the corner. I need to like shape up and pass this test. Like, whatever this is, it will pass, but I need to like stay strong while it's happening. So that's why I'm really excited for this party tonight, because whenever I get with my friends, have fun with them, you know, it always takes my mind off of things. It brings my energy back and like charges me back up. So I'm really excited to go out tonight and just get away from everything that's been happening, get cute. And the sad thing about times like this is that it feels like God is just so far away from you. He's just not thinking about you, not worried about you, not trying to help you. And you just feel so alone. And I definitely just felt so alone. Things started to get really bad again. My room was messy. My mind was messy. I was just thinking a lot of bad thoughts and just being really sad. And then I was broke because I wasn't making wig videos. And I remember thinking like, how am I even gonna like pay to get my hair done? And thankfully I had borrowed some money to someone, so they paid me back and I was able to use it. But anyways, I'm skipping ahead. I was really down, y'all. I was really down, but even through it, God was still working. And even though it felt like he wasn't, he was. And that's why I say it's so crazy during times like this, how we feel just like God is so far away from us. But really, those are the times when God is really, really, really moving, and you'll see the results when you just keep going and just get through those really, really hard times. I didn't know any of these things at the time. This is just me in hindsight, right? Hindsight. But I was just, you know, really dealing with my mind and just mental things and mental struggles. And my YouTube channel had hit 100,000 subscribers, guys. That was so crazy. The Aura that first started YouTube in 2018, she would have been so excited. I don't even think she would have imagined that she would have gotten to the point where she's hitting 100,000 subscribers. This is something that I had been wanting for so long. Like, I wanted this. I hit 100K subscribers like 2 days ago, and honestly, it was really exciting. Like, it was really exciting because it just kind of feels like it was a long time coming. Like, I have been making YouTube videos for about 6-7 years. It was honestly very exciting. I was very excited, but also like I wasn't like excited. Like, I wasn't like, oh my gosh, yeah. Like, it wasn't like that. It just kind of was like, oh wow, like that's cool. Main reason why it doesn't really feel exciting necessarily is because I feel like it should have happened like a long time ago. And that's not even in no cocky way or anything like that, but I feel like it should have happened a long time ago. Like, I've been creating content on here for 7 years. I have so many videos that have gone viral or that have done like really, really well. And also I feel like maybe in my head, like I was already like at 100K, you know, if that makes sense. Like, I felt like in my mind, like in my spirit, it already happened. Does that make sense? I don't know how to explain it, but that's the best way I can explain it. So basically, when it physically happened, it was just kind of like, oh cool, you know, like nice. But still obviously a very big deal, because like 100K is not easy. Hitting 100K on YouTube is a big milestone because it's YouTube. Now, I hit 100K on TikTok last year, like ending of last year. That also wasn't very like exciting. I don't know. I think because at this point, like I've been doing this for so long, it's not exciting. It's like, it's kind of like work. It's like I got a promotion, but I should have been gotten this promotion. Like, imagine you're working and then your boss promotes you, but like you've been asking for this promotion. You should have been gotten this promotion. Like, you've been doing the work for this position. Like, you were already doing the work for the position. You were already doing the work for the title. So when you get the title, it's kind of like, okay, well, I should have been had this title. Like, I was already doing the work anyways, you know? That's what it felt like. So it wasn't really like exciting. But my friends got me flowers. These are the flowers right here, and like I love them so much for that, because that actually made me so happy. And I'm actually getting ready right now, mainly because I have to film collaboration that I'm doing with L'Oreal, which is also very exciting. I'm so thankful for that. But also because I want to take myself out to dinner to celebrate, because like it is a big deal, and I should celebrate it. Even with everything, like I should still celebrate it because it is a huge accomplishment, you know? I'm gonna take myself out. I'm going to this Italian place that my friend and I went to the other day. It was so good. Like I've been dreaming about that pasta since that day. I'm gonna try something else, but I really just want that pasta. Honestly, I wasn't really that excited, and at this time I had landed a really huge deal with L'Oreal. Oh my gosh, like this was so amazing, which is why I say God, even through the storm, God was still working. Because y'all, I was still definitely going through a storm. Like, don't get me wrong, I was definitely going through a storm, but I also had this vim to just hold on. I was really trying to hold on. I was still reading my Bible. I was still praying. I was still just having faith and having hope. I had landed this deal with L'Oreal and I was really excited about it because, again, it was going to bring me money, something that I need. And this was a big deal, y'all. It was just a testament to just how much God was really going to bless my obedience, because I stopped doing wig videos and then I get this L'Oreal deal. It was just such a big blessing and I was just so thankful and so grateful because I had been so broke, y'all, so broke. And if you know anything about being broke, it just gets you so down in just every aspect because you literally can't do any of the things that can like bring you a little bit of happiness or at least get you back into some happiness or some joy. Like I just didn't have joy. I was just sad. I was just like, dang, life kind of sucks. So God really just did a new thing for me. So again, it was a huge blessing and a big deal for me. A brand like L'Oreal is a dream. But then I got this nasty sty on my eye. Mind you, I had also booked a deal with a brand called Pacifica. So I was getting these deals, but I had the ugliest sty on my eye, and I remember being so sad and crying to my mom and just being like, why is this happening to me? Like, why is this happening? And I'm going to have to film these videos looking like this. The L'Oreal deal and the Pacifica deal, they were going to be whitelisted, which meant they were going to be used as ads on TikTok. And so people were going to be scrolling through TikTok, seeing me probably for the first time and thinking this is just how my eye looks. I remember even some comments on the L'Oreal video, people being like, oh my gosh, your eye shape is so cute. You have a hard time doing makeup with the two different eye shapes. Bro, like I was just so like, why is this happening to me? Honestly, it felt like just like spiritual attack. Like it was not even felt like, it was spiritual attack. And of course, by the grace of God, everything worked out exactly how it needed to and was supposed to. The L'Oreal deal was amazing. The video turned out so well. The brand loved it. They whitelisted it. Actually, I didn't find out they were going to whitelist it until after the fact. So they ended up paying me even more money because they wanted to whitelist it. And I just made a lot of money from it. And they paid me really fast as well, which was also just a blessing from God, because if you know anything about influencing, we get paid in net payment, which means that you get paid 90, 30, 60 days after your video goes live. It was supposed to be a net 90, but the agency ended up just paying me right after the video was done. I think like a couple days, maybe 2 weeks or something after, which was just, I really needed that money. And it just, God was just so good. But I'm actually getting ahead because at this point, I still did not have the money. I was really just like pressing on. I started working on my studio. Before this point, my studio didn't really have much going on, but I had gotten that neon light that says Omalewa on it for Christmas from my sister. I had this little setup on the side, but it really didn't make sense for it to be on the side. So like, I just got this idea in my head to put it behind where I film so that it could be visible. And so that's what I did, and my brother helped me. As a person who loves for things to look pretty, just that little change in my studio really gingered me to start filming content again. And I wanted to film a video. I filmed just like a content day in my life because I didn't really have much going on. I'm like, what really can I film on YouTube besides like makeup videos? So I decided to film a content day in my life because on this day I was filming a bunch of content and like doing like a batch day. So I thought it would be cool to just show how I batch my content and how I filmed TikTok content in general, because I remember when I first started trying to film TikTok videos, I literally had no idea like how to go about it. I didn't even know you could save drafts. So I did that. And after adding my little setup, I was really excited to film. But again, something just got me so down. So I just went to sleep and I didn't even film that night until the next morning. All right, y'all, my hair is all done. Hi, guys. This is the reality of being a content creator. Yesterday, I literally got in a weird, funky mood, so I decided to just not film anymore, and I just went to sleep. After doing my hair, you guys saw, went to sleep, and I just woke up today and I was like, okay, I'll do it again today. But honestly, I don't even know. Sometimes I just get in these weird, funky moods, and I really hate that for myself because like, what is happening? Like, I don't know, y'all. I don't know, but I'm about to go take a shower and then we're gonna do it all over again today because these videos have to get done. Like, honestly, whenever you have resistance, like whenever I feel resistant to do something, I feel like that's even more reason to do it because it's like the enemy is trying to get me and I cannot fall into the trap, honey. I need to do what has been put on my heart, because like, no. So I'm about to start one more video. This will be, well, I'm gonna do two more. I'm gonna do this one. It's gonna just be me doing like my finishing touches, and then the last one's gonna be the lip combo. So yeah, very successful filming day. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos, and yesterday, even though I didn't continue filming, I still got 2 videos. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos, and I don't even post on Sundays, so that means I'm gonna have to double post on one of these days. So yeah, I have all my videos for next week for TikTok, and I have a video for YouTube as well, which you guys are watching right now. So that is pretty much how I batch my content successfully, and I do this all the time. Every time I film, usually when I film makeup, I usually spread it out into like multiple videos because it just makes my life easier, and I have content for the rest of the week. So yeah, as you heard me say, one thing that I was always struggling with was resistance. I was always fighting to do things. Like, still, I'm always fighting to do things. Like, it's like something just does not want me to do it so bad, and I have to just fight my flesh, literally. So that's what was happening to me. I was fighting my flesh to just do everything, to just get anything done. But I was trying my best. That was just the story of my life at this point in my life, was just always trying my best, also in the sense of just trying my best to keep my connection with God and just like be as holy and righteous as I possibly could be. I was still a baby in Christ, honestly. Yeah, I was just trying my best, and honestly the main thing that was keeping me going was the fact that I was still connected with God and I was still keeping a relationship with him. Honestly, I was really pushing out content. I was still posting every day at this point. I was pushing out the content, and it was performing well on TikTok. Even Instagram, I was repurposing my videos onto Instagram. As you can see, I was also doing my best to put out YouTube videos. This time I took down my braids, and as you can see, I'm showing my natural hair on YouTube, which is like, you know, a development for me, which is really good. And for my braids this time, I told you guys that I had borrowed somebody some money, so I had like money to get my hair done, so that was really good. Like, worked out perfectly. God is good. But I wanted to go to my regular girl that I usually go to. Well, not my regular girl, but like Canon, who did my last set of braids. I really wanted to go to her because I loved my braids, but she was like booked because I booked last minute. But she referred me to somebody named Deb, and she ended up doing my braids, and she did a beautiful job. I got small knotless braids with beads. I just was inspired. Like, it was just on my spirit. With my hairstyle, sometimes I'll see someone and I'll want to do that hairstyle, but most of the time it would just be something in my heart and in my mind, like, oh, I want this hairstyle, and I really wanted some beads. So that's what I got. It kind of felt like a little healing of my inner child, because like the beads, it was just very, very childlike, very cutesy. I'm sure the last time I had beads in my hair was when I was literally a child. I really loved this hairstyle. I think I paid $250 for these braids. Actually, they weren't small, they were medium. And now that I think about it, $250 is kind of crazy for medium braids, but hey, this was my first few times doing the whole process of like paying somebody else to do my hair. You know, for all these years I had done my own hair, so this is like my first few times experiencing what it's like to get your hair done by someone else. And the last time I got braids, it was free. It was like an agreement between me and Kane, but this time I was actually paying. I had to do a deposit and that whole thing, so it was like a very new experience for me. Basically, I was very confident in these braids, specifically confident putting them in a ponytail. I will constantly have these braids in a ponytail, and the last braids that I had, the boho braids, I would barely wear them in a ponytail because I just didn't feel comfortable. I wore them in a ponytail one time in Tulum, but even then I tried to do like the pieces hanging out so that my edges would be covered. But this time I was so confident wearing these braids in a ponytail, I would honestly wear them in a ponytail all the time, and it was almost like my edges had grown, but I don't think so. I think my eyes just saw myself differently. I don't know. But I really love this hairstyle, and with this hairstyle came a lot of great things. First, I got my YouTube plaque. This is really when I felt excited about hitting 100K. Having this plaque is just so cool. Like, I actually have a plaque, a YouTube plaque. Like, stop it. I was really excited about that. And then I got paid for my L'Oreal videos, so I finally had money to live and actually feel like a human being. This was literally the day that I got the money. I remember like waking up. I think I didn't even go to sleep that day. I had been like up all night, just like sad and just like down. And then I got the alert, and I quickly just like, my energy just completely shifted. I was able to like go to the store and grab a few things that I needed, even detergent, y'all. Like, I didn't even have money to get detergent. I was able to grab detergent to like clean my clothes, and like my room was a mess. I even showed it on the vlog how dirty my room was. Oh my gosh, my room was literally a filthy mess. That day I got my butt up and I started living. because I actually had the funds. And then I needed to get my license renewed because it had expired and I had gotten stopped by the police. I didn't get a ticket, but he had to give me a ticket for having an expired license. So I had to get it renewed, and I finally had money to get it renewed. So this day I was getting ready to go get it renewed. But then when I got there, I realized that I wasn't going to have enough time because I had a lunch date with a friend. So I went to the lunch date with my friend Chino. He's a photographer. And during this lunch date, we basically like started a collaboration where I was going to like teach him about like social media stuff, and he was going to take photos of me, help me to get content whenever I needed it. So that was really cool, and that was really going to come in handy later on. The day that I went to dinner with Chino, I actually filmed another deal with L'Oreal, a skincare deal that I had gotten with them. That was really cool. I'm not going to show the video because I actually hate that video, but that was really cool, and that paid me really well as well. God was really just like blessing me left and right, honestly. Like, it was amazing. It was so good. And I told you guys, I had these braids in a ponytail like all the time. I think I wore it in a ponytail most of the time. So yeah, like things were really shaping up. Again, I was still going to church, still getting out there and just like keeping my faith, keeping my relationship with God. But at this point, I was definitely not holy or righteous because I had fell into fornication. Or at least I'll say fell back into fornication. In my period of being sad and depressed and broke, I just took comfort in someone else and just was fornicating, and that was really bad. That was really bad. It was really gonna bite me in the buttocks later on. And oh my gosh, I had started smoking again with this same person that I was fornicating with. It's not funny, yo. It's not funny, but I have to laugh to really keep from slapping myself in the head because I was so foolish. But yeah, I had fell back into them, and it was very much gradual. It was so gradual. It was just like sneaky. It was like little by little. It didn't just happen just one day. It was gradual, and I was back into sinning. But at this point, I would only smoke with him. I wouldn't like smoke on my own or anything. And then this day, I went to dinner with my friends because I hadn't seen them in so long. Like, this was like our first time catching up, and I remember being so excited for this dinner because I was so excited to just like hang out with my friends, talk with them, and just you know, all the things. And then they surprised me with 100K cake, which was so freaking sweet, y'all. Oh my gosh. Especially because I wasn't really that excited about it. Them doing this just really just was like, wow. Wow, you guys love me? Oh my God. And then I got invited to my very first influencer event here in Houston with CoverGirl. Come to an influencer event with me in Houston. Let me show you how we get down in H-Town. So I was invited to an event by CoverGirl to celebrate their new Simply Ageless Skin Protector Essence Foundation. And this was my fit. And shout out to them for the lift ride because that means that I can have a time, okay? And the moment I got there, the vibes were vibing. I ran into my girl Kai, and it was literally our first time meeting each other, but she was a vibe, okay? I literally met her right by the door, and we literally stood by that door for like 5 minutes, but then finally we were both like, okay, let's go get a drink. So we went to get a drink. The drinks were so good. My favorite one was the tall one in the tall glass. Delicious. And it was so cool being in a room full of influencers because I literally felt right at home. Like, you see me taking pictures, taking videos, like nobody gave me any weird stares. There were so many cute booths and activities, and my favorite one was where we got our names engraved in a CoverGirl brush. So freaking cute. I'm gonna keep it forever. And the food was so tiny but so delicious. The DJ was bumping the music, bumping the jams, okay? She was killing it. Remember in my Get Ready With Me when I was saying that people usually say influencer events are weird and girls are not really nice? Y'all, why did I run into like the nicest people ever? I already told y'all, the Houston girlies, we don't play, okay? Some of the sweetest, kindest, most down-to-earth people live in Houston, Texas. This is one of my new friends, and we decided to go over to the booth and take some pictures. And while we waited, they took more pictures because duh, it's an influencer event, like we have to take pictures. But why were the pictures actually so freaking cute? And why is she holding up the West sign? Like, you can take the girl out of A-Leaf, but you cannot take the A-Leaf out of the girl. Literally, what a small world, because all three of us are from A-Leaf, Texas, baby. But you guys, the event was literally so much fun. It was the perfect night. Like, everything just gave, okay? And at the end of the night, some of the girls got to take some videos, and we all actually stood in front of this little CoverGirl sign and took a video. I don't know whose camera we took this on, and I really hope that I find this somewhere because the girls were eating, okay? We were having a time. But my friend came over to take some pictures of me.
Hello. I'm really tired. It's been a long ass day.
That's nice that you came and take my picture though.
I actually posted my pictures on here, so if you guys want to see them, go check my page. I posted a get ready with me, all that stuff. But at the end of the night, me and my friend just went over to this pizza place, which was really close by where the event was, and we actually saw like this jewelry stand. And you know, one thing about me, I am a sucker for gold jewelry, so I did buy some jewelry. And then after we got some pizza, this pizza was so good. This day was a 10 out of 10. I hope to go to more influencer events in Houston, Texas. The event was so amazing, so much fun, and Chino actually came when the event was almost over and took pictures of me. I had so much fun, especially because this was like my first beauty event, and with CoverGirl, like, don't play. When I tell you guys, God was just so good. God was so good to me because my next hairstyle was sponsored by a braiding hair company. Let's just talk about how God told me to stop doing wig content and start wearing braids, trying to embrace my natural hair, trying to love my natural hair. And he was just blessing me left and right. And not only was he blessing me left and right, they were so specific. The blessings are so specific because why am I getting sponsored by a braiding hair company? And they were paying me very well. They were basically paying me to get my hair done for my next hairstyle. And they paid me good and well. They asked me how much I wanted to charge. I was even mad at myself because I felt like I should have charged more money because they just accepted whatever I offered. My first offer, they didn't negotiate with me at all. So God was really, really blessing me, like, big time. I think I ended up paying like $380 or $70 for those braids. She did a really good job again. Loved my braids so much. They were so freaking cute. I love these braids, and with these braids came more great things. My friend started a run club. It's called Royals Run Club, and I started going to help him get content for his Instagram page because he asked me, and honestly, I didn't really have much going on. And honestly, at that point, I was starting to get really sad again. I was just like really sad. My mental health was not great. And going there every Saturday really helped. I loved chatting with everyone, and it kind of became a running joke that I was always the only one who didn't run. I literally just came there just to take pictures of everyone, and then that was it. Like, I never ran a single day. And then I did a photo shoot with Chino. Chino actually suggested this. He told me that I should do a photo shoot for 100K, and he had an idea of something that he wanted to try. And I was like, really? You think I should do a photo shoot? Like, I don't think that it's that big of a deal. But he was like, no, you should. Like, you should celebrate this. It's a really big deal. And I was like, okay. And I'm so thankful for that because the photo shoot was so good. The pictures came out so beautiful. I am just like so grateful that I have this as a memory. Like, this is literally something I can like show to my children in the future and just be like, hey, look at your mom when she hit 100K on YouTube. Look at this really cool photo shoot that she did with her friend. So cool, you know? And I had started working with this agency, and they would bring me a lot of work. I first worked with them with Murad, and I did an ad for their sunscreen, and then I worked with them again with Tatcha. And I was nervous, but I was also really excited. And honestly, the video the video really just flowed because I was so excited. I really wanted to impress them. I really wanted to do a good job. And God is so good because Tatcha started working with me more and more since then. Like, I've done so many videos with them and for them since then, and it's UGC content, so I don't actually have to post it on my page. I don't know exactly when, but at some point I was so sad that I actually started buying the substance to get me high. And I remember telling myself, if you use the money that God has blessed you with to buy this stuff, the money is going to stop coming in. Like, God is going to stop blessing you. And I still did it. That was the Holy Spirit telling me, and that's what happened. Even with all that money that I had made, and it was a lot of money, and granted, I did send a lot of money to family. I gave a lot of it to my mom to help her out with some things. I still became broke.